And a very fine good evening to everybody watching on YouTube tonight. Welcome in to Highland High School in Gilbert, Arizona, home of the Highland Hawks. It's a big week for Highland as they have the coveted Brophy College Prep Broncos coming in. Highland 3-0 to start the season. Quite a surprise under the new regime. Brock Farrell, Brophy only 1-2. Kind of a surprise this year. I'm Jordan Lank alongside my partner Alex Didion. Alex, what do you have on tonight's matchup of two big schools going at it in the 6A region of Arizona State football?
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. And Highland comes in tonight, obviously 3-0, ranked number 7 by AZ Central in the 6A division. A lot of talent on this team, but a new quarterback at the helm of this high-flying Hawks offense. We have Caleb Herbert making his first career start tonight. Caleb, quite a bit of solid quarterback lineage. He is actually Ty Detmer, former Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback. He is Detmer's nephew. So a lot of good lineage there. Speaking to Caleb before the game, he sounded very confident, a lot of swagger from the first career start of a quarterback, and really looking forward to that, as well as the three-headed monster this team has running the football with Connor Cullimore, Jacob Wood, and Dayton Huffman. The key tonight for the Highland Hawks to secure that fourth win is going to be to set up the pass by running the ball hard with these three talented backs.
And now as Highland has already taken the field, it looks like the Brophy College Prep Broncos are coming in from the northeast end of the stadium. Again, Brophy just 1-2 on the year, squeaked out a win last week by 1 point against Westview, who these Hawks, I believe, play in their next matchup as their homecoming game. So an interesting game here tonight, a statement game for Brophy if they're able to pull it off, and for Highland, they're looking to go 4-0 under Brock Farrell. We're going to take a look at the offense for the Hawks tonight. Of course, we mentioned Herbert, the starting quarterback tonight, but we also have Connor Cullimore, as Alex mentioned, the premier back so far this year for Highland. Also Jacob Wood, but also keep an eye out for tight end Riley Bond. In the first game of the season against Corona del Sol, had a couple of nice catches for gains. He's a big dude playing at tight end. Just a player to watch tonight for Highland. We're going to take a break here on YouTube. We'll be back momentarily for the kickoff. Highland and Brophy College Prep from Gilbert, Arizona. We'll be right back. Back now at Highland High School, the coin toss is finished. We are awaiting to see who will have the ball first. Again, as we mentioned, Highland 3-0 coming into the ball game tonight. Brophy 1-2. Again, a big story for Highland tonight. Caleb Herbert.
Go.
Kicking off. It's all going back. Are we kicking off, right?
Looks like Brophy is setting up to receive the ball, and that'll put Highland's junior kicker Austin McNamara on the field. One of the best legs in the state of Arizona. Quite a story, this kid, Alex. From what I understand, he had a collapsed lung just earlier this year was in the hospital for some time.
Yeah, he was extremely successful up at a camps in USC and UCLA. He had a collapsed lung while on vacation during spring break up in Seattle. He had to have lung surgery, 2 procedures, and spend 23 days in the hospital. And as soon as he got home, he got right back into the spirit of kicking. He would have his dad toss him the football from the hallway and practice his kicks while he was in the hospital bed. That is how committed this young man is to being a successful kicker.
McNamara getting ready to kick off and start the game for the Hawks. Brophy will receive the ball again. The cheerleaders are up and the fans are ready to go here in Gilbert, Arizona for Highland and Brophy College Prep. McNamara's kick will go out of the back of the end zone, something we've seen quite often this season.
Yeah, real surprise there.
Brophy will start off in their own territory from their own 20-yard line. The quarterback tonight for Brophy, Noah Gonzalez, wears number 4.
Yeah, Gonzalez had a big game last week in their come-from-behind win against Westview. He led the final touchdown drive late to secure the win 28-27 and earn Brophy its first win.
Gonzalez is going to set up in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his right and 2 to his left. Looks like a play action rolls to his right, completed to the near sideline, out near around the 30-yard line. Connor Cullimore on the tackle. That's number 18, Andres Nava on the catch for Brophy.
Nice little roll out there from Gonzalez on the first play, able to find his man. Nice little check down. Highland going to have to keep the ball on the insides here. If they let these receivers get outside, it is easy yardage and big gains for Brophy.
Quick whistle, and now we are ready to go. It is 1st and 10 for Brophy. Gonzalez alone in the backfield, 2 receivers out to each side, looks to his left, completes. But the receiver number 11, Donovan Arthur, brought down for a gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, once again, another route to the outside of the field. Highland was able to get on him quickly and take him to the ground, but another solid completion for Brophy. Highland have to find a way to stop the intermediate passing game or they're going to be in trouble all night long.
Gonzalez setting up under center for the first time in the game. Play action, rolling right, finds a receiver, and he will have enough for the first down. That's number 42, Eric DeMaria.
Yeah, and that was Dallin Clement getting some pressure there. Almost got a hand on the ball there on the pass rush, but that's 3 completions in a row for Noah Gonzalez to start this game off. And as a quarterback, there's nothing you want more than early completions to build up a guy's confidence. Highland's going to need to find a way to slow that down.
Highland last week squeaked out a win against Cesar Chavez. Gonzalez a give to the back, and he's going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, Highland doing a great job on the pistol formation there. If you're able to plug up the middle when you try to run with that pistol, it makes it incredibly difficult for an offense to be able to move the ball. That interior pressure has been key all year for this Highland defensive line. If they can keep that up, it'll be really hard for Brophy to find yardage.
Ross Velez on the carry for the Broncos. 2nd and 10 from Brophy's 45-yard line. Gonzalez sets up in the shotgun with 3 receivers out to his right. Looks like 1 tight end and a running back in the backfield. Gonzalez rolling to his left, looking for a man, goes over the middle, incomplete. Looks like Dayton Huffman on the play, number 2 for Highland. A lot of these Highland running backs also play on the defensive end. In fact, all of them, Connor Cullimore, Dayton Huffman, and Jacob Wood, all play on defense for the Hawks.
Yeah, and Huffman just 5'7", weighing in at 150 pounds. A lot of heart playing scat back and DB. Makes nice plays in the secondary. He had an interception a few weeks back. He makes great plays.
And for the first 3rd down of the game for the Hawks, it is loud here at what they call the nest. It's 3rd and 10. Gonzalez 3 to his right, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. And a man in the backfield. That's Velez. And we're going to have a stoppage of play. A timeout taken by the Broncos. So the crowd here at Highland High School may be getting in the head of Noah Gonzalez and head coach for Brophy College Prep.
Yeah, pretty solid drive here for Noah Gonzalez here to start the night. A lot of short completions, doing a nice job spreading the ball to the outsides. Going to be really interesting to see what these linebackers, a really talented linebacking core here at Highland with Tate Stevens and Jacob Wood playing on the inside. We'll see if those guys are able to break up some of that passing over the middle and are able to make some plays here. Dayton Huffman made a nice play a couple throws ago. We'll see if the secondary can keep it up as well. Maybe make an interception, make a play, turn that ball back over.
Looks like Highland's ready to go. Brophy's still in the huddle on the far side of the field. The referee's blowing the whistle, signaling to wrap it up. Let's get back on the field and play some football.
Well, the last thing you want as a coach is a miscommunication out there on the field and a lack of understanding between your quarterback and your head coach. So could have been a smart time out there with the ball at the 45-yard line. Brophy trying to put together a solid first drive.
Brophy comes out in a different set than before. It looks like they've got a tight end now on the field and Gonzalez under center. He's going to give off to Velez, but Velez will only get a couple of yards. Not good enough for the first down. It's 4th and 9.
Yeah, it was Tate
and
Stevens.
The Brophy punt team will come onto the field. Sorry about that, Alex.
No, Tate Stevens and Noah Evans, once again, penetration in the middle. That is going to be the key all night to making sure Brophy trying to confuse this Highland defense. A lot of different formations, switching between pistol, single back, Highland able to slow him down. Great first possession for the Highland defense.
Looks like the punt team on the field for Brophy. Back to return, Connor Cullimore for the Hawks. We saw Cullimore have a big game here at home, the last home game against Corona del Sol. 3 touchdowns. Cullimore is going to call for the fair catch here. And they'll mark it around the 12 or 13-yard line of Highland.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It appeared Cullimore maybe came up limp, but he caught the punt and simply took a knee.
Like he stumbled as he was catching the ball.
Yeah, Highland a lot of yards in front of them here, starting inside their own 20. It's going to be an interesting first possession here for Caleb Herbert. We'll see what he's got.
Again, the story of the game, Alex, as you mentioned, Caleb Herbert starting for Mason Trail, who started the last 3 weeks. The first play of the game for Highland is going to be a run on the ground. Not sure which of the three-headed monster that running back was.
Yeah, that was Dayton Huffman with the carry. Huffman this season, 150 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. He's been sort of the change of pace back as Wood and Cullimore dominate the carries. When Huffman gets the ball, though, he is dangerous with it in his hands.
Caleb Herbert on the field. Again, we mentioned in the pregame, got a lot of pedigree. The nephew of BYU Heisman winner Ty Detmer. That one completed to Elliott Mew on the close side of the field. Sorry, Elliott Moe.
Yeah, Elliott Moe, first catch. Solid first throw from Caleb Herbert. You got to love to get that one off your chest. First career varsity start. Always good to have that completion down. Now we'll see what he can do. Show off some of that arm that he's got.
Herbert now setting up in shotgun, a man in motion to his right. They're going to give the ball off to Huffman, who runs right into the pile. We'll see if they got the first down. It was 3rd and 1 on the play. Looks like it's good enough for a Hawks first down. They'll move the chains.
So interestingly enough, despite the fact that Cullimore and Wood have both outrushed Huffman this season, Huffman appears to be the guy getting the touches early. We'll see if they try to throw Brophy off here and switch those guys out routinely throughout this game.
Herbert's going to set up all by himself in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Herbert in trouble, got to work out of it, and he gets a couple of yards. scurrying through that defensive line of the Broncos.
Yeah, that's great decision making by Herbert throughout that play. Drops back, sees his receivers are not open. The O-line allows the rush to get through. He's able to pull it down, get a short gain, and then this presence of mind to be able to dive, avoid a big hit. Great first play by Herbert, showing off that football IQ.
It's 2nd and 5 for the Hawks. The give to Cullimore in the game now. Stopped after a gain of about 4 yards.
Yeah, finally getting the ball into Connor Cullimore's hands. I would imagine we'll be saying his name quite a few times throughout the rest of this game. Cullimore, a mega talented player, ranked inside the top 75 players in his class in the state of Arizona. Watch out for this kid to be playing on Saturdays in a few years.
Highland looking over to the sideline for their next play. Of course, head coach Brock Farrell in his first year. Great start, 3-0. Even though last game, may not have been at the margin of victory that they would have liked, as the ball on the ground there, good enough for a Highland first down.
Yeah, there appeared to be some trouble with that handoff, but no problem for Connor Cullimore. He's able to get that ball, get through the front line, and able to make some guys miss. It took about 4 Brophy Broncos there to take him down. A great hustle play by Connor Cullimore.
Cullimore, 6'1", 190, oldest of 6 kids. Also plays baseball here at Highland and runs track. Connor actually took his sophomore year off from baseball to run track so he could be faster out here on the football field. An end around now for Highland. That's Ty Bryant, excuse me.
Yeah, trying a little bit of a sweep there to the outside with Tyrus Bryant. Mix it up a little bit on the outside. Bryant, also a 2-sport varsity athlete here at Highland. He's an accomplished long jumper and triple jumper here at Highland.
Herbert swallowed up in the backfield for the sack for Brophy. Nice pressure there by the defensive line of the Broncos.
Yeah, that was 79, Brandon Krupp from Brophy. Really, really talented player. Talking to coaches before the game, he is a big-time player.
Third and 18 now after the end around and a 6-yard sack. Herbert in the pocket has time to move around, pressured, and will get a couple of yards. Not nearly enough for the first down for the Hawks. And McNamara and the punt team will come out for Brock Farrell's squad.
You'd have to imagine Herbert feeling some bells ringing in his ears there. He had 6'2", 280-pound Brandon Krupp jump right on top of him there as he dove to the ground. Hopefully he shakes off this first possession, keeps it going for the Hawks. And now Austin McNamara on to punt it away.
Nice weather here in Gilbert tonight. Windy, a little bit of a chance of rain, but there's also lightning. So this game may be stopped eventually. McNamara, a high booming punt, bounces out around the 22-yard line of Brophy.
Yeah, McNamara, a mega talented punter, a tall, you don't see that often out of these guys, tall and lanky, really, really strong leg on this kid. Watch for him as well. Him and Connor Cullimore probably the 2 top prospects from this club. We'll be seeing, I think, both of those guys at Division I schools in the near future.
Well, it's 92 degrees and breezy out here at the Nest at Highland High School. Makes it feel like it's in maybe the mid-80s. Monsoon season, of course, in Arizona, running through July until the beginning of October, the middle of October. Noah Gonzalez back out for Brophy. Gives to the back for no gain.
Yeah, Jacob Trejo, big guy in the middle there. Once again, this defensive line, you can't say enough about these guys. Noah Evans as well. These guys are able to get penetration early, beat up on these offensive lines, a lot of times who are bigger than them, and they're able to get into the backfield and make plays.
2nd and 11 now for Brophy. Gonzalez, 2 receivers to each side in the shotgun formation. And they're going to throw a flag. Highland says that it's on the Broncos. It is a false start against Brophy. That'll back them up 5 yards.
A lot of noise here at the Nest tonight. We got high school cheerleaders. We got youth cheerleaders out here. We got lots of fans. This is an exciting high school football atmosphere.
Gonzalez out there again in the shotgun, looking over the middle, completes to a man. Good for a first down around the 40-yard line. That's Donovan Arthur on the play. A nice reception over the middle.
Yeah, Noah Gonzalez shown a great pocket presence so far, able to avoid the rush, make a nice throw on the move to the receiver down the field.
Stepped up in front of that stout offensive line that Brophy has been showing to throw a bullet on a post route. Gonzalez the give to Velez, who goes to the far side of the field, has some space to run. Gain of about 11 yards.
Yeah, frustrating play there. Jacob Wood nearly had him on the edge. He dove out and just barely missed the back of that jersey. It's really big in these type of games where teams are running the ball most plays to be able to stop the momentum early, being able to let them get outside. That's going to be first downs all night for the Broncos.
Looks like this game might be getting called. Not quite yet. We've heard some murmurs in the stands that this game may be called for weather. Gonzalez, however, still out there on the field, fires an incomplete pass intended for Donovan Arthur.
Yeah, a lot of lightning surrounding us here in Gilbert. Gives this game an eerie atmosphere. Feel a little AC/DC Thunderstruck playing in my head, actually, as as the weather overtakes this high school football game.
I can feel that. A lot of lightning. Not so much thunder yet. Gonzalez in the shotgun, pressured. Completes the checkout pass to Velez, who's got room up the sideline. Good for a first down and about 7 more.
Yeah, these Highland defensive players, you can't say it enough. If you allow guys to get outside of you, it's going to be easy pickings for the Bronco offense. They're going to be able to make plays every single time. That screen, great setup. Ross Velez, a terrific playmaker, able to get outside, get another first down. Highland's going to need to find a way to slow these guys down, or they're going to be in trouble all night.
3 receivers out right for Brophy. Gonzalez, a low snap, fumbled it. Gives to Velez, who gains 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah, great job by Velez there. A clearly broken play as the snap was dropped. Velez still able to gain a couple of yards. Yeah, and Dallin Clement on the defensive line has been continuously hustling and making plays all night.
Jacob Wood out there on the defense making the tackle. Haven't seen him on offense yet for the Hawks, but I'm sure Brock Farrell will throw Wood out there pretty soon as Gonzalez completes a screen out to number 11, Donovan Arthur. Arthur seems to be the target of choice so far for Gonzalez. A couple of, maybe 3 or 4 receptions so far on the game from Gonzalez to Arthur, but 3rd down now for Brophy.
Yeah, a lot of short throws so far to the outside, screens, swing passes. We'll see here as they're backed up to 3rd and 9. They're going to have to throw the ball down the field. It's going to be up to the Highland secondary to make a play.
Loud and windy here at the Nest. Just how these Hawks like it. Gonzalez play action, rolls left, looking again for Arthur. Completes. Doesn't look like it's good enough for the first down. Might be 4th and 2.
Yeah, looks looked like Tate Stevens and Jalen Johnson were in there on the tackle. Got him down just a couple yards short of the marker. A big-time tackle. It appears Brophy's keeping their offense on the field for 4th down.
Looks like you're right, Alex. The offense will stay on the field. Gonzalez and company back out there.
Yeah, you got a key on Ross Velez here.
Play action. Gonzalez looking right. Incomplete. A nice play by Connor Cullimore to get his paws on that football.
Yeah, the pass just past the outstretched arms of Chase Jones, the 6'8" tight end.
Nicely done there by Cullimore to get that arm up, and looks like he just got that ball off. Penalty on the play, however.
Yeah, sideline warning against the Brophy Broncos, but the penalty will be declined, and it's a turnover on downs. A great defensive stand there, keep the points off the board. Now it'll be up to Caleb Herbert in his 2nd drive now with this offense. See what he can do.
15 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The score is still knotted at nothing. Nobody able to get into the end zone so far. 2 drives for Brophy, the 2nd drive of the game for Highland, and new starting quarterback Caleb Herbert. Herbert looking right. Completes, finds a man. Good for a Hawks 1st down. Dayton Huffman on the completion.
Yeah, they keep attacking the 3-headed monster. Another 1st down there for Dayton Huffman. Big-time play by Huffman. Caleb Herbert doing a nice job again. Receivers not getting open downfield, able to check it down, make a nice play. Dayton Huffman, 1st down Hawks.
Again, the end of the first quarter, the score 0-0. Nice job by both defenses so far. The Hawks able to stop a couple of really good drives by Noah Gonzalez and the Brophy offense. And the Brophy defense able to stop the first drive for Highland so far. As we mentioned, Highland, their 2nd drive of the game. Relatively long drives to start the game.
So Caleb Herbert, 1st career start. So far, impressions, what I would take away. Clearly the kid understands the offense. He's doing a nice job being able to check it down when he needs to and run when he needs to, which are huge skills for high school quarterbacks. And he's not caught up in the fray. I mean, talking to this kid before the game, you can tell he is very confident in himself, something that can be hard to find in high school quarterbacks. He was warming up in an orange headband, got the long flowing hair. You love to see that from a QB.
Start of the 2nd quarter. As we switch sides of the field, Herbert completes out to his left, the far sideline. Gain of about 5.
Yeah, I think that was Elliott Moe over there. They threw a screen to him on the left side. Do a nice job blocking up front, short little gain. With all this wind, it's going to be tough to throw the ball down the field. Going to need to hit those short throws.
Herbert looking deep. He has a man, but he overthrew him.
Yeah, and a solid throw from Caleb Herbert. Threw it from the 35-yard line to about the 20-yard line of Brophy, making that about a 45-yard throw in the air. So clearly he's got the arm talent a little bit too long for his intended receiver.
Third and 5 now for the Highland offense. Herbert's going to set up in shotgun formation. Herbert stepping up and sacked in the backfield.
Yeah, there's no chance there for Herbert to make a play. He took a standard 5-step drop, stepped up in the pocket, and was immediately enveloped by Bronco defenders. Another tough series for this Highland offense. Usually a lot more solid Caleb Herbert's first 2 drives not yielding any points yet. And Austin McNamara on to punt it away.
Nice job by the middle of that Brophy line to get in there and tackle Herbert as he was trying to get through, make some room for himself to run. Austin McNamara now back out to punt the ball away. McNamara's punt, a shorter one, bounces around the 35-yard line and will take a Highland hop down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, there appeared to be some pushing and shoving away from the play there. Number 14, Connor Webster, involved in with a couple of Brophy players trying to throw him to the ground. Definitely a physical game so far. These two teams not yielding anything either way. And the Highland defense going to have to keep stepping up. Dolan Clement and that defensive line going to need to continue to push.
Noah Gonzalez and the Brophy offense back out on the field after the punt by McNamara. Play action, looking to his left, complete. And again, that's Donovan Arthur.
Yeah, Johnson, great form tackle there. Squared him up, hit him right in the waist. That is a picture-perfect tackle. Any of you kids at home watching, that is how you make a tackle from the secondary.
Gonzalez with two to his right, pitches out to his right. It's a fumble by Velez. The Hawks might have it. They say that they do. The Gonzalez pitch went awry, and the Hawks come up with it.
Wow, a huge play there, a miscommunication. That ball hits the ground. Ross Velez goes to pick it up and is absolutely smashed by a Highland defender.
That's Bryden Horn recovering the fumble, the outside linebacker for Highland.
Nice play for the 5'4" senior to get on that ball.
Highland's going to take over in their own territory inside their 25-yard line. Herbert hands to Cullimore to the right side. Cullimore is going to get maybe a couple of yards. Looks like forward progress stopped maybe a yard, 2 yards after the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they mark the ball.
As the play comes in from the sideline, you'd have to imagine that Connor Cullimore and Jacob Wood are going to have to get the ball a little bit more as this game goes forward. Those two guys provide a lot of the spark. Jacob Wood over 150 yards rushing the last time we saw him in action.
2nd and 10 for Highland, so no gain on that last play. Herbert looks right, goes left, sacked in the backfield by Brophy. Number 7, Will Bruchek.
Yeah, and this offensive line for Highland has been struggling all night long. This Brophy D-line has been putting a lot of pressure on young Caleb Herbert, his first career start. This kid really wants to unleash what he's got, but he hasn't really had the opportunity tonight due to the lack of time.
And we saw him in the pregame throwing some really good balls to his receivers. Throws a nice spiral. Just hasn't had much to show for it tonight here out on the field. Herbert in shotgun again. A screen completed to Cullimore. Gets out to the 20-yard line. After the 3rd and 17, it looks like it'll be 4th and 7.
Yeah, and he had big Austin Karchner at 6'7", 305 out in front of him to block. We have a penalty against the Broncos. And the ball will be moved up to the 10-yard line. So it'll be
That's good enough for a first down.
it'll be first and goal.
Jinx. You owe me a Coke, Alex.
We'll see about that, Jordan.
Herbert in shotgun. Gives to Cullimore, who's down to about the 4-yard line of Brophy. Almost muscled in for a touchdown there. Second and goal.
Yeah, Cullimore's been the steady option tonight and all season long for the Hawks when they get into the red zone, trying to feed him the rock. You'd have to imagine the ball's going to be in his hands or in Jacob Wood's hands here on all of these plays going forward.
Ball spotted at the 5-yard line. Herbert with Bryant in motion. Play action, almost sacked in the backfield. Herbert's going to try to take it himself. Dives for the pylon. Touchdown Hawks. So Herbert showing off that mobility that his uncle once had at BYU. Gets into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game, and it's 6-0 in favor of the Hawks.
Yeah, Caleb Herbert, his first career touchdown there. A great play. Is able to avoid the rush, pump fake, and get around him. And then he's able to run to the end zone and do a nice dive, getting the ball inside the pylon. And that is a sweet 6 points for the Highland Hawks to get on the board.
Austin McNamara out now for the extra point. McNamara's kick is up and through the uprights. And the flash of lightning in the distance, as if to announce that the Hawks have scored first. It's 7-0 with 6:51 remaining here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we'll get another chance here to see Austin McNamara do a kickoff. I'd have to imagine this season we will not see Austin McNamara not be able to kick a ball all the way to the end zone. He's done it almost every single kickoff this season so far. Really, really talented kickoff specialist. And a great drive for the Hawks. Caleb Herbert, you can't say enough about him. Couple plays there in the red zone, including that final touchdown play. That was all Caleb Herbert there. Showed great poise, little reminiscent of his dad there, able to pump fake, get around him, get to the end zone, and dive across the line. A great play for the young QB.
Yeah, Uncle Ty must be watching somewhere and be pretty proud. McNamara will boot it away from the 40-yard line. Looks like it's going to go through the back of the end zone yet again for a touchback.
It nearly made it through the uprights there.
I'm not sure it made it through the uprights, but it was pretty darn close. And I'm sure if you had Austin kick the ball off from the opposite 40-yard line, I have a feeling that he would be able to get it through those uprights.
Yeah, that's only a 70-yard kick right there, Jordan. You figure you got a tee, you got all these modern advantages. That's easy.
Kid's got the leg to do it. The Brophy offense back out there now, trailing for the first time in this game, 7-0. Gonzalez in shotgun, looking over the middle. Looks like it was completed. We'll see where they mark it. Donovan Arthur. They will call it a completion. A nice play by Arthur to go down and grab that ball practically off the ground.
Yeah, and in real time, that looked like an incompletion. A great play by Donovan Arthur to adjust in the air to that ball and make a nice catch. Another downfield throw from Gonzalez, hooking up with his favorite target, Donovan Arthur.
Gonzalez seeming to have most of his success tonight when he's throwing out of that shotgun formation. Looks right and completes. Good for a first down. Connor Cullimore on the tackle for the Hawks.
Yeah, there appeared to be Andres Nava hauling in that reception there. Another first down for the Broncos. It's going to be on these leaders of this defense to hunker down and get another stop. Tate Stevens, Connor Cullimore, Jalen Johnson going to need to make some plays here.
Gonzalez, the familiar formation, two to his right, two to his left, and he's sacked in the backfield. by Tate Stevens. A nice play by the linebacker to get into the backfield and to knock Gonzalez down for a loss of 4 yards.
Yeah, and it's almost like there's a microphone in his headset. As soon as I say that, he comes up, makes a big play in the backfield. Noah Gonzalez tries to do a little bit of running. Not a chance. Tate Stevens wraps him up. Great tackle for loss.
2nd and 14 now from the 50-yard line. Gonzalez has time. A little check down pass for no gain. In fact, a loss of 1 or 2 yards. 3rd and 15 now for Brophy. So they're going to have to get something over the middle again by Gonzalez, I would imagine.
Yeah, and Connor Cullimore, a really, really talented player, both sides of the ball, but his defense is going to be much more important to this team than his offense.
They do it right here on 3rd down at Highland. Fans pounding their cowbells, pounding the stands. Gonzalez rolling right, looking incomplete. Brings up 4th and 15. A nice job by the Highland defense there to force the punt.
Yeah, the throw too tall there from Gonzalez. Another good stop from the Highland defense. Tate Stevens leading the charge with a big tackle for loss on the run. And this Highland defense, if they keep playing like this, they are going to be hard to score on all season.
.435 remaining in the second quarter as Brophy is set to punt it away. Tanner Lunt back to receive the punt. Not sure if Lunt hung on, excuse me. Looks like he did.
Yeah, definitely on a play like that, you would just want to let that ball fall to the ground. You don't want to be diving, trying to make tough plays on punt returns, especially as an inexperienced returner. Cullimore, a tough play there. Does a nice job to secure the fumble and make sure they retain possession.
Caleb Herbert back out now at the 20-yard line of Highland. Gives to Jacob Wood. Not much of a gain. 2nd and 10 now.
Yeah, finally getting the ball into Jacob Wood's hands, but he just had nowhere to go on that play. The Brophy defense immediately in the backfield. That's been the theme all night for both of these defenses, Highland and Brophy. They've been able to penetrate and shut down most of these run plays well before they get started.
Feels like some raindrops coming down here in Gilbert.
I swear to.
Herbert rolling to his right, almost intercepted by number 83, A.J. Meyer. A linebacker, senior, almost made the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Herbert was up to there. He tried to throw that ball on the run, threw it right to number 83, who was able to slide in, nearly make the interception.
Yeah, even here in the press box, Alex starting to feel a little bit of raindrops. Got to wonder how much longer the referees are going to let this one go. As he mentioned, it is monsoon season.
Yeah, a lot of wind, a lot of rain.
Herbert incomplete. Again, that pressure from Brophy has been intense. Herbert not really able to get off much of anything so far here in the first half. 3:37 to go. Fourth and 10 now for the Hawks. McNamara back out onto the field to boot it away to Brophy.
Yeah, once again, Austin McNamara, punting stalwart.
good punt by McNamara, fielded at the 50-yard line for a fair catch by number
flags
20,
coming in
John
late.
Waters.
Flag down at about the 40-yard line of Highland. So a hold against the receiving team on the Broncos. So that will set them back. It looks like they'll spot this ball at about the Brophy 40-yard line. Yeah, no doubt the elements firing back at this football game tonight. We've got rain, we've got lightning, we've got a lot of wind. And we'll have to see how much longer this game can sustain.
3:31 remaining in the second quarter. Again, 7-0 in favor of the hometown Highland Hawks. Noah Gonzalez and company back out on the field for Brophy. Again at the 40-yard line. Gonzalez looking over the middle. That one was tipped by number 24. Xavier goes by X Juniel. Once that ball was tipped, not much of a chance to be caught there.
Yeah, this Highland defensive line, if they continue to put pressure on Noah Gonzalez to try to throw that ball early, he's going to keep making tough throws, and they're going to be able to hold him on their side of the 50.
Gonzalez in shotgun. He's going to give the ball to Velez, who runs to the far sideline. Tackled out of bounds for a loss, 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah, that looks like the first time all night this Highland defense will be able to get to the edge, set the edge, and able to take Velez down before he's able to get to the corner and go down the field. Brings up a long 3rd down and 11 here for Noah Gonzalez and this Brophy offense.
And again, we've mentioned, Alex, that this crowd has really been impactful on these 3rd downs. It's a 3rd and long now, 3rd and 11. Gonzalez setting up with 3 receivers to his left and a running back to his right. Gonzalez in trouble, looking for a man. Incomplete. Looking for Arthur down the field. Overthrew him. 4th and 11 now. A good job by the Highland defense to
this game
force a punt.
This game has been pretty consistently 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. These two defenses really, really tough. It appears this weather may be having an adverse effect on the offenses of both of these clubs.
Nobody really leaving quite yet. Got a lot of fans on the opposing sideline for Brophy. Looks like majority of those fans are still here. And no shortage of Highland Hawk fans either. Tanner Lunt back to receive the punt. He'll let it bounce around the 24-yard line, and he'll field it at the 15. Lunt looking for a lane, unable to find one. Tackled around the 23-yard line.
So I'd say the biggest adjustment here for Caleb Herbert and this offense on this drive, it's the offensive line's going to have to find a way to keep Herbert off of his back, give him some time to throw. The kid's got a lot of arm talent. The offensive line just needs to give him a second to get the ball out to those receivers, and they'll be able to move that ball, similar to how they did on the last scoring drive.
Herbert's going to give the ball off to Dayton Huffman. Gain of maybe 1 yard as he went out towards the far sideline. Looks like they're going to give him 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, number 83 for Brophy, slow to get up here. That is A.J. Meyer, who nearly came away with the interception on Highland's last drive.
Meyer on a knee. Looks like some athletic trainers will tend to him. He's now on 2 feet. Looks like he'll come off on his own power.
So for those Highland Hawk fans watching at home, the Hawk football band and cheer and pom programs are selling $25 raffle tickets. The prize, a 2017 Jeep Wrangler truck. It's here on the property right now, and I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful car. They're hoping to raise money for each of their booster clubs to help pay for the items they need. Tickets are for sale right now in front of the concession stand and will be for sale till the end of the game. So if you're at home, come down, buy a raffle ticket. You can also purchase them by contacting any of those booster clubs we mentioned. The drawing will be held October 27th.
Imagine that, Alex, paying $25 to win a brand new Jeep.
That is a solid return on the investment, Jordan. No doubt about that.
Herbert rolling left. Might have completed a pass out on the far sideline. Looks like he did. That's Elliott Moe, number 8.
Yeah, Moe got lit up there on the sideline. Did a nice job holding on to that football.
3rd and 2 now for Highland. And if you're Brock Farrell, Alex, what are you trying to do here?
I mean, you got to either throw the ball down the field if you got the time, but if you don't, you got to be able to throw it short, screen passes, stuff they've been doing this whole game. It just hasn't been working. Brophy's got a fundamentally sound defense.
Pitch to the outside by Herbert to Dayton Huffman, good enough for the first down. So Highland will keep its drive going. 2:15 remaining in the second quarter now.
Yeah, once again, keeping the ball on the ground. Dayton Huffman doing a nice job making a defender miss and switching out. Highland doing a nice job substituting all these guys in and out. It is hot. The weather clearly affecting these guys as it has cooled down, as this weather has, the wind has continued to grow, the lightning has continued to grow. Highland's been substituting heavily.
Oh, looks like Huffman did not get enough on that play. Highland's going to try to get to the line and snap it before Brophy is ready. McNamara again back to punt. With 34 seconds remaining, McNamara gets the punt away. No fair catch. Looks like he stepped out of bounds, however, around the 29-yard line. That's number 20, John Waters. 26 seconds. 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining. Been reading the clock wrong this whole time. In my defense, however, there is a tower in the way of that minutes marker. I apologize to those at home who are getting excited for the last waning seconds of the first half. We've got a whole extra minute. Again, 1:26, not 26 seconds. 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It's about enough time for Noah Gonzalez and the Brophy Broncos to drive down the field and possibly get in the end zone, something they haven't been able to do the entire first half. Gonzalez looking to his left, complete. Gain of about 10 yards.
Xavier Juniel there making the play. First time we've heard his name hauling in a pass there. Coaches from Brophy telling us before the game he is one of the impact players on this Brophy offense, making a nice play there.
First and 10 now from the 40-yard line of Brophy. Gonzalez ready to snap. Complete again to Juniel. Tackled once again by Hunter Short, who made the play on that last play. The Hawks, however, look like they have come up with the football. Jacob Wood with his right arm holding the football up in the air as if Brophy fumbled the ball.
Yeah,
and the Hawks came up with it. We'll see how they're gonna judge this.
Yeah, big pile up there. Jacob Wood coming out with the football, but it appears Brophy will retain possession. And the Highland fans, not a big fan of that call. As Brophy leads their 2-minute drill, and now an official timeout. And
1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. They will start the clock. Noah Gonzalez trying to work his offense into the end zone to tie this game before the half. Gonzalez rolling right, looking deep. And Highland comes up with the football. I wasn't sure there if number 1, Connor Cullimore, had tipped it into the hands of another defender, but it looks like he did. A nice play by Cullimore. By number 20, Jalen Johnson, the senior cornerback, 5'7", 155 pounds. And the Hawks are going to take over with a chance to get back into their own end zone with 46 seconds remaining in the quarter.
You can't say enough about the defense there. Noah Gonzalez, a questionable throw there on the run, trying to throw it well down the field. And a tip play there. Jalen Johnson, heady play to come up with the interception. And Highland will have one more drive here to try to put some more points, insurance points on the board here before the end of the half.
And you can't discredit the tip there by Connor Cullimore. A nice play in coverage. Herbert now finds some space to run, finally getting through that line. Scurries out of bounds, a gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, and I can't say enough about the presence of mind of Caleb Herbert throughout this first half. There, noticing that he had nothing open downfield, quickly kept the pocket collapse. He was able to run out, and then he saw he had to run out of bounds, able to stop the clock without the Hawks having to burn a timeout. A great play by Caleb Herbert.
2nd and 3 now for the Hawks. 39 seconds remaining in the quarter. Herbert alone in the backfield. He's got 2 receivers to his left and 3 to his right, a low snap. Herbert rolling to his left, looking for a man. Incomplete. Noah Burdick, the intended receiver. Third and 3, a big play here for Highland. Herbert looking to his right, and he underthrew Noah Burdick, the intended receiver, out to his right.
Yeah, once again, no time there for Caleb Herbert. Quickly flushed out of the pocket. That appeared to be number 52 from Brophy. That is E.J. Hamilton busting through the line. Big 273 pounds, putting pressure on Herbert, and he has to throw that ball away to Noah Burdick, who was able to slip, not able to come down with it.
Looks like an impromptu toss of some souvenirs here at the Nest. Cheer squad for Highland tossing out some T-shirts and some goodies.
Could probably use a backup quarterback throw some of these. Some really weak tosses from these cheerleaders. Can't even get it close to this press box. I need one of those shirts.
McNamara, it's a punt. No fair catch called for again. That's number 20, John Waters. Back to receive, and the Broncos will have 17 seconds. Time for about maybe 3 plays, if you're Brophy, to get the ball downfield and into the end zone, or at least through the uprights.
Yeah, we'll have to see here if they go for a field goal. Kicker for Brophy, really, really talented, able to kick field goals, knock them through. We'll have to see whether they're able to get him within range. Obviously, high school, a different level than the NFL or college, so they'll have to get him, I would imagine, to at least the 20, 15-yard line to have a chance at knocking through a field goal.
And there's that thunder. We've been waiting for it all night. We've had the lightning, now we've had the thunder, both on the field and in the atmosphere. Gonzalez, 17 seconds to work with, looking to his left. Almost intercepted again. Looked like Dayton Huffman on the tip there, almost made a nice play to intercept that ball. 11 seconds remaining for the Broncos.
That ball was headed directly for Jalen Johnson's hands. Dayton Huffman came flying in and knocked it down. A little bit of friendly fire there for the Hawks.
Brophy's going to take a timeout with 11 seconds remaining, probably to draw up a play to get the ball downfield out of bounds, to get their kicker out on the field.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine here maybe one more throw. Brophy with 1 timeout remaining now, so they could hypothetically throw it down the field on a seam route and set up another down the field throw, but unless they get a big gain here, I can't imagine they'll have a close enough field to set up for a field goal. So you'd have to imagine a Hail Mary in the works here on either this play or the one that follows it.
With 11 seconds remaining, we would like to let you all know that we are going to go down to the sideline to Amanda Foster, our wonderful sideline reporter, at the conclusion of the half. Gonzalez in the shotgun, rolling to his left, a full-on sprint, looking for a man. Incomplete. 2 seconds remaining. Looks like they'll stop the clock at 1 second, so maybe one last-ditch Hail Mary again, like you said, Alex.
Yeah, Noah Gonzalez too many times tonight has tried to throw balls way down the field on the run. Another one there. Andres Nava actually caught that football, but he was both feet out of bounds, so they call that incomplete. But if he is able to set his feet and make a downfield throw, Noah Gonzalez has a dangerous arm, especially in a late Hail Mary type situation.
Gonzalez going to set up under center. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Looks like a fullback and a running back in the backfield, and the Broncos will just run this one out to the half. So at the conclusion of the first half, the score, the 3-0 Highland Hawks looking for their 4th win, 7, and the 1-2 Brophy Broncos, 0. A great first half for Brock Farrell's team. I mean, if you're Coach Farrell, you got to be happy leaving the field, 7-0 lead.
Caleb Herbert, first half of his first career start here at Highland. Definitely a mixed bag. Some solid completions down the field, also some tough miscues there. Some tough plays there. All in all, some great presence.
We're going to send it down to the sideline with Amanda Foster. Amanda, take it away.
You guys, it is Hawaiian night here at Highland High School, and as you can see, the student section behind me is so loud right now. The section, Highland leads Brophy 7-0 right now, and with me is Greg Allen, co-president of Highland Football Boosters. So, Greg, if I'm watching right now, I'm not at the game, what can I do to support the team?
Well, Amanda, there's some very exciting things we have going on. The first thing I'd say is we've got new seats. We got bucket seats with a special parking pass. We still have available seats, so you can get a seat, and that way hopefully we'll get to come to these exciting games. The other option we have is we got a big Jeep raffle. We got a brand new 2017 Jeep Wrangler. It's worth $25,000. You can buy a ticket for $25.
So you're telling me I can win a brand new Jeep if I come to the game, or can I buy it online?
You can buy it through our website, or you can buy it here, but you do not have to be at the last game of the season to win the ticket.
Awesome. And I kind of want to match you guys. I know that I'm new to Highland. Many other people are new here. I want a sweet Highland polo. Where can I get them from?
Well, on our here at the game, we have a table that you can buy it at, or you can email us at the Booster Club, and we can figure out a way to have you get some Highland Hawk gear.
Any other fundraisers you're planning this semester?
We've got a few other big fundraisers, but the most important thing is we need support. We need everybody to come join us. We're 3-0. We're winning tonight, and these Hawks have come to play, and they're an exciting team to watch. We're excited to have the live streaming. We're excited to have you here. We've done a lot of things, but if we get everybody to join in on just this Jeep raffle, we can make $100,000, and with that money, we want to build a new big scoreboard that we can actually get live. You'll be on TV. It's exciting. Highland's changing. The atmosphere is changing. It's exciting to be here, and we got a great new coach. I'm just excited to be a part of this.
Well, you heard the man, guys. Thank you, Greg. If you're not here, it is not too late. We have about 13 minutes left in halftime, and after the game, we're going to talk to head coach Brock Farrell, so stay tuned. Back to Alex and Jordan.
All right, thank you so much, Amanda. We have just under 13 minutes left in this halftime. Once again, the Hawks leading 7-0 over the Brophy Broncos. We'll be back with the second half right here from Highland High School.
And we welcome you back into Highland High School here in Gilbert, Arizona, getting ready for the start of the second half. We'd like to remind you the Hawks 7, the Broncos nothing here in this 6A matchup. Friday Night Lights has a whole new meaning tonight with the Thunder and the Lightning, not only on the field but also in the atmosphere. Definitely the elements getting their 2 cents in this game. We felt some raindrops at the end of the second quarter, excuse me. The Hawks will get the ball at the beginning of the second half as the clock hits 0. We're about ready to get started. The Hawks kick return team is taking the field. Connor Cullimore, the kick returner. Brophy will take the field for their first kick of the game.
Yeah, the key here in this second half, my opinion, 2 guys to look at. Seniors Austin Karchner and Connor Williams on the offensive line. 2 big guys, didn't need leadership on the offensive line.
Jackson Garcia, the kicker for Brophy, one of the better kickers in the state. Out to kick the ball away for the Broncos. Again, the score, the Hawks 7, the Broncos nothing, as we get ready to start the second half here in Gilbert. Ball through the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Let's see if Caleb Herbert and company, the new starting quarterback for the Hawks, can get something going here in the second half. Of course, in the first half, the only thing that they could really do was march the ball downfield. Herbert made a play for himself, made a dive for the pylon, and he got in. That's where we stand now, 7-0.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, he's going to need his offensive line here. Center Connor Williams, tackle Austin Karchner, the 2 seniors, to provide some leadership and get some push up front, allow these running backs to make plays.
Herbert, a desperation toss, almost intercepted, but knocked into the hands of Tanner Lunt.
A bizarre play there as the ball should have been intercepted and is knocked away and hauled in by number 7, Tanner Lunt, the senior wide receiver. So nice job by Caleb Herbert to avoid the pressure, get the throw off. Looked a little underthrown there. Nice luck of the draw there for the Hawks that ball was tipped and hauled in for a big first down.
Nice play to start the second half with a bang. Connor Cullimore gets the give. Tackled around the 42-yard line of the Broncos.
Yeah, Cullimore, a physical runner. Despite his 6'1" frame, he's got 193 pounds. He is tough on the interior to bring down.
Again, we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Cullimore, a 3-sport athlete here at Highland, also played baseball and runs track. Herbert sacked in the backfield. Nice job by Brophy.
Play action there took too long to develop. With an offensive line struggling at this level, it is really difficult to run play action out of the shotgun and giving that defensive line that much time to get into the backfield. That's multiple defenders there able to get the sack on Herbert. He hasn't had any time to throw the ball all night.
Tough break there for the Hawks. 3rd and 11 now. Herbert, a 5-step drop over the middle. Had Tanner Lunt, but he dropped it. Hit Lunt right in the numbers. Lunt just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, now we'll have Austin McNamara, who is number 3 in the state right now, all across all levels. He is number 3 in the state in yards per punt, averaging just under 43 yards a punt. Those are numbers that will get you noticed by universities and colleges and get you on a college football roster. We're going to see this guy playing Division I football next season.
Yeah, he's got a handful of schools already starting to talk to him.
Yeah, excuse me, 2 seasons. He is a junior.
McNamara from about the 40-yard line will boot it away. The Hawks aren't going to play. It looks like they lost the ball, and it's inside the 5-yard line down at the 4.
Yeah, he kicked that so high it almost got lost in the night sky here. As the returner, number 20, appeared to just lose that football and let it bounce. And a huge bounce up in the air. And a great job by the Highland coverage unit to get down the field and pin the Broncos inside the 5.
Well, after the miscue, it looks like that's where Noah Gonzalez is going to have to start this drive from. Gonzalez gives to the back, and he gets a couple of yards. That's Ross Velez again getting the bulk of the carries in the first half for the Broncos. Gonzalez under center. Got a man in motion in the backfield. 2nd and 8. Brophy has a man bust through the middle at the 50 and finally taken down at the 45-yard line. That's number 42.
Eric DiMaria right there. A little bit of trickery there. It looked like it was a toss out to Velez. They've done that play many times. Decided to switch it up, get the ball to DiMaria. DiMaria makes a big play, busting down the field.
Nice stop in open field by Jalen Johnson.
And there appeared to be a sideline penalty against the Broncos on that play. Or possibly a warning. That ball is going to be spotted at about the 46 of the Hawks.
Looks like the Brophy offense is a little bit confused. Gonzalez has his hands at his sides as if to ask, what's going on, coach? They finally got the play. Quarterback keeper. Kind of an odd play call there on first down. Gonzalez gets a couple of yards.
Yeah, it's the interior of the defense. I mean, I keep saying it, and I'll say it time and time again. The interior of the Highland defense is the key to their success. On that long run by DiMaria, they were not able to stop him at the line of scrimmage, and that's what happens.
2nd and 7 now. Gonzalez play action rolling to his right. Able to complete to the far side of the field.
Looked like Collimore may have slipped in coverage there right at the last second as that ball was about to get into the hands of the Bronco receiver. Tough break there for Collimore and the Hawks. Big first down for Brophy.
And Brophy's going to call their first timeout of the half. With 8 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So if you're head coach over there on the Brophy sideline, Alex, what are you telling your team right now on offense?
Well, the key for them really is just to get back to their ways that they were gaining a lot of yards in the first half. They were just unable to capitalize and finish series off with points. The key is going to be to just sustain the drive, continually gain yardage, not lose it, and just continue to make plays. Get the ball into the hands of Ross Velez, number 15. And Noah Gonzalez is going to have to keep making throws down the field. If they do that, and Connor Collimore and Jalen Johnson can't make a play in the secondary, which they've been able to do so far, could be trouble for the Hawks. Watch out for Tate Stevens at middle linebacker, along with Jacob Wood, to continue to shut down the run for the Broncos. And it appears the rain may have started back up, Jordan.
Yeah, I did feel a couple of drops just a couple of seconds ago. Hope for the sake of this game that the rain stays away as Velez gets the carry to the far side.
Yeah. Again, trying to get Velez out on the perimeter of the defense. And there appears to be a player slow to get up. A lineman for Brophy, but he limps back to the huddle. Gain of 2 on that play. So again, they can keep these runs 3 yards or less on each of these runs. They're going to be able to hold them off for as long as they can and just try to force bad throws from Noah Gonzalez.
Gonzalez play action, rolling to his left. He's already lost a couple of yards, and he's taken down in the backfield by number 30, Bryden Horn. A nice play by Horn to track the Brophy quarterback down. Gonzalez himself had already lost a couple of yards by rolling to his left and running away from the Highland defense, but Horn a nice job to track him down and get him on the ground.
Well, and to win games here in high school football, you need your seniors to step up and make plays. And right there, Bryden Horn able to shut that play down, force a big loss.
Third and 15 now for Brophy. Gonzalez looking deep down the right sideline, intercepted by Highland. No, they're going to say he was out of bounds. An incomplete pass. Jalen Johnson on the coverage. A nice play by Johnson to get in front of the receiver there for Brophy. And he kept his feet in bounds. Maybe a different story for the Hawks, bringing it the other way, but
yeah, Johnson nearly came away with another INT here for this Hawk defense. The ability to force turnovers is what has kept Brophy off the board so far. Now attempting a long field goal. This is going to be about 52 yards.
That's Jackson Garcia out for the attempt, his first attempted field goal of the game. Garcia's kick is up. Did it make it through the uprights? No, it did not. No good.
They came up about 5 yards short there. A tough break for the Broncos. They remain scoreless. And the weather back at it again.
Yeah, our papers in here are getting all wet, Alex. Looks like we're going to have to make some modifications to our press box here, Alex, to make sure our equipment stays in tip-top shape.
Well, the equipment is the top priority.
They don't pay us enough to replace that.
Can't pay you much less than nothing. Oh, and a tough play. Caleb Herbert tried to run that up the middle. This defensive line for Brophy has been unbelievable, forcing a ton of pressure. And right there again, Caleb Herbert has just not been able to find a groove all night, consistently under extreme duress.
Herbert will try it again on 2nd and 9 now. 2 to his left, 1 to his right. And Huffman in the backfield, who we will hand it off to. Huffman a couple of yards, and then he's stopped by Brophy. Third and 7 now after the gain of 2.
Yeah, I feel like not a lot of Jacob Wood with the ball in his hands tonight. I feel like we've only called his name 1 or 2 times with getting the handoffs. It'd be interesting to see whether he gets the ball a little bit more going forward in this half, as he's one of the big playmakers on this team.
Again, 3rd and 7. A big play here for Highland. And Herbert is swallowed up.
And another very, very quick 3-and-out for the Highland Hawks. It's got to be a frustrating night for Caleb Herbert. In his first start, only able to get 1 touchdown on the board so far. A lot of punts. You don't, as great as Austin McNamara is, you don't want to see him on the field very often as a punter. You'd much rather see him as a kickoff specialist. And there appeared to be a player who was not in the huddle there, hustled on the field.
McNamara with his back to the end zone. Will punt from about the 5-yard line, a high punt. Fair catch called for, and it goes off the Brophy helmet and out of bounds. That was trouble. The football went off the helmet of one of the men in coverage for Brophy. Bounces out. They're going to spot it at the 36-yard line for the Broncos.
Yeah, John Waters has been the man back there for Brophy. Past couple times, it's been really interesting on these punt returns. The last time they simply seemed to lose the ball in the night sky. This one, not sure why there was a guy standing right in front of him when he tried to fair catch it, but by any means, Brophy retains possession. They'll start with pretty decent field position at the 36-yard line.
7-0 Hawks with 4:16 remaining in the third quarter. This game has flown by. It really does feel like it's gone by very quickly. Noah Gonzalez, the give to Velez. Velez gets a yard or two and is stopped by a plethora of Hawk defenders.
Yeah, when you got games like this that are such a defensive battle with so many punts and a lot of running the football, the clock rolls fast. I mean, this game was scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. We're at 8:31 right now. And we're already well underway in the third quarter. This game looks like it could be over in 2 hours, which would feel like a land speed record for high school football.
Gonzalez in the pocket, looking down the sideline, finds a man. That's John Waters. The catch good for about 5 yards.
Yeah, and some Highland players came away with the ball out of that pile, claiming that they got a fumble there, but the player marked down. Highland's done that a few times tonight. It appears they are able to get the football away from the Brophy players, but no dice for the Hawks.
Third and 7, Gonzalez play action rolling to his right. Looking downfield, he's got a man wide open. Incomplete. Fourth down now will cause the Brophy punt team to come out yet again. And as you mentioned, Alex, this so far has been a battle of punting units. Not quite the game you were looking for. If you're looking for an offensive juggernaut type of game, 2 offenses going at each other that are really premier and looking to put numbers on those scoreboards.
Yeah, Noah Gonzalez had Garrett Argetsinger wide open down the field and on the run was unable to get him the ball. It's been frustrating all night for both quarterbacks. They've been unable to put the ball in the hands of their receivers and putting them in positions to be successful. And that's why there's only 1 touchdown on the board so far, and it was a quarterback keeper.
Tanner Lundback to receive the punt. Flag thrown in for a delay of game, it looks like.
Yeah, really hard to let that happen on a punt where you know that the only play that you're going to run is to punt the ball away. Can't be a lot of confusion there.
That'll back Jackson Garcia up 5 yards. Garcia been very active tonight, punting for Brophy, as has Austin McNamara for the Hawks. The punt bounces around the 37-yard line and goes out of bounds near the 35. The Hawks will take over again, leading just 7-0. .237 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, with just a little under 15 minutes of total game time left on the clock, it's time for Caleb Herbert and this offense to find a way to put some more points on the board and try to put this game out of reach. Their defense so far has made it so that no matter what, they're going to walk out of here with a win, but a defense can't hold off every team through a whole game. Highland going to need to find a way to get some points on the board.
Looks like the referee's calling a personal foul on the play on Highland, which will back the ball up about 15 yards. Herbert in the offense will work on getting that ball down the field yet again. Herbert looking, rolling right. Flag comes in on the play. Incomplete. Might have been a pass interference penalty there.
Holding against the defense. So, tough play there. One of Caleb Herbert's receivers grabbed on the play by a Bronco. That'll move the ball up 5 yards, but earn the Hawks an automatic first down.
Herbert fires out White, complete to Elliott Moe. .223 remaining in the third quarter. Good enough for a Hawks first down there. They give to Jacob Wood, finally making his name heard on the offense.
Yeah, and a big surprise there. It's about a 5-6 yard scamper there by Jacob Wood, weaving his way through the middle of the defense. And if he doesn't get the ball a little bit more often, I'm not sure how this offense is going to move the football. I mean, while he touches it rarely, he seems to make a big play every time it's in his hands.
Herbert looking to throw. Finds Wood on the check down. Wood tackled for a loss at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that screen did not develop even close to where Caleb Herbert thought it would there. Had to just get rid of it to avoid a big sack, but essentially the same thing as a sack, a big loss there on the screen, losing about 4 yards. Sets up a long third down. This offense has faced adversity all night long. We'll see if Caleb Herbert can make a big play.
Herbert rolling to his left. Looking for a man downfield. Looks like the receiver got 1 foot in. We'll see if they call it complete or incomplete. The intended receiver, Cody Zimmerman, incomplete.
So Austin McNamara getting more practice than he may have ever had in a game before, seems like tonight. So there is the lanky punting extraordinaire, Austin McNamara, as his offensive line widens out.
Brophy setting the house, almost got in the way of that one. This punt fielded. And John Waters is swallowed up right where he caught the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 30-yard line of the Broncos.
Yeah, his helmet knocked off there on that play.
Morgan Parent hit him so hard that his helmet fell off. The wind still whipping here at the Nest. Noah Gonzalez and Brophy back out on the field. Their offensive unit. Gonzalez steps up in the pocket. Incomplete. Gonzalez looking for number 24, ex-Juniel.
That's Cade Kamak coming through, knocking down that pass. The starting strong safety here for Highland, doing a nice job recognizing the throw and batting that ball down.
Nice job by Kamak. I apologize. 2nd and 10 now. Gonzalez lined up with 5 targets, 2 wide receivers to each side and a running back who he hands off to. Gains 5 yards. That's Joshua Leslie on the carry there. 3rd and 4 now.
So the Highland fans bringing the cowbell here on another 3rd down as we end the 3rd quarter.
As you said, Alex, as we wrap up the 3rd quarter, the score is still Highland 7, Brophy nothing. It's been quite a defensive game as we've seen the whole night. Both punting units on the field. Well, must have been 7 or 8 times each by now. It seems like they've been out there for a lot of different drives.
Yeah, it seems like we've called Austin McNamara's name more than anybody else tonight, along with Garcia from Brophy. So once you get into the 4th quarter of these games, it's all about fatigue. Who wants it more? Now, the Highland Hawks currently lead this game 7-0. The question is, can they sustain it? The offense has put the pressure on Highland's defense all night long, and they have not broken yet. Still putting up a 0 on the board.
Again, a big 3rd down as we start the 4th quarter. Both teams will change directions. Gonzalez under center. 2 to his left, 2 to his right, and a running back in the backfield. Gonzalez looking left down the sideline. Incomplete. Tipped by number 2, Dayton Huffman. We've called Huffman's name a couple of times defensively tonight. Made a couple of nice premier plays.
Yeah, Huffman, another guy, his name doesn't pop up much, but when it does, he's almost always making a big impact on the game there. A nice deflection. If he hadn't gotten his hand on that football, that could have been the game-tying touchdown. He had a step on Huffman, able to get his hand up, knock that ball away. Big play for the Hawks.
Fourth down and 4. Jackson Garcia back out onto the field for Brophy, and as we mentioned, it just keeps happening with these punting units. Both defenses playing nice games. And there's a fake. Did Brophy get that? It was a fake punt. Highland saying that they didn't get enough. Brophy, a video game-esque fake punt run there.
They line it up the right way. The punter does the classic jump fake as if the ball was snapped over his head trick, and they try to do a direct snap up the middle, and I will repeat myself again, the interior of the defense making a big play for the Hawks. Can't say enough about those big guys up front.
This time the special teams stepping up for Highland. Caleb Herbert will have very favorable field position to work with. He goes deep towards the end zone. That's Cullimore. Intercepted. Vashawn Benton, number 2, with the interception there, as the momentum that was briefly there for Highland has now been taken away, and you can hear it in this crowd. This crowd was loud. They were rowdy. They were ready for a touchdown with good field position, but after that interception, this place has gone quiet.
Well, and they gave Herbert the time to throw it there, and he unleashed a beauty of a ball in the air, but a tough play trying to go to Connor Cullimore in between 2 defensive players, and unfortunately, the Brophy Broncos able to come down with the interception in the end zone. And once again, Highlands defense, again, back on the clock.
Yeah, Vashawn Benton looked like he fumbled the ball in the end zone. Just kind of coughed the ball up. Came up with it and went down in the end zone for a touchback. Gonzalez now going deep down the sideline. Complete to the 25, 20 at the 10, and Brophy is finally into the end zone with 11 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. A nice job there by Noah Gonzalez to find his receiver down the field. That's Xavier Juniel. We've said his name a couple of times on both offense and defense. Juniel made the catch around the 40-yard line and just broke free and never looked back.
Yeah, Noah Gonzalez has been unleashing deep balls off the run all night long, finally able to hit one, and Xavier Juniel able to make a defender miss down the field and tie this game up pending the extra point.
And now how big is that interception by Vashawn Benton? The extra point is blocked at the line of scrimmage by Tate Stevens. A great defensive game. We've said his name a bunch of different times up here. Stevens, a nice block.
Yeah, and Tate Stevens, I've said his name throughout. He is the leader of that defense, middle linebacker, a great hustle player. He's a senior right there coming up with a huge play, and that may prove to be the margin of victory here in this game.
And with the way these defenses have been playing, 7-6 may very well be our final score. A great job there by Tate Stevens to get in front of that kick and to come up with a great play for his team.
Can't draw up a block better than that. Stevens comes through, dives across, able to take that ball off of his chest. Huge block for the Hawks.
Well, time-wise, not much of a penalty there for the Hawks. Just a couple of plays, for the Broncos to get into the end zone. Now Jackson Garcia will boot the ball away after the first score of the night for the Broncos. How surprised would you be if Brophy set up for an onside kick here?
It wouldn't shock me amazingly. I mean, it would be a questionable move, certainly, with this much time left in the game and the way your defense is played. An onside kick here would show a complete lack of faith in the guys on your defensive side. I don't think you do that here. I think you kick it deep, put your defense on the field, give them a chance.
Couple of guys back for Highland. Garcia will boom it deep into the end zone for a touchback. Cullimore made the play. However, he will not take it out of the end zone. The Hawks will take over at the 20-yard line. Right now, if you're Brock Farrell and you're on the sideline and it's 7-6 in favor of your guys after that big extra point block, what are you telling your starting quarterback, Caleb Herbert, And what are you telling the rest of your offense?
Well, Herbert just got to settle down, not make mistakes. He made one bad throw. He's got to shake that off. Short-term memory for the quarterback and come out here and make a play with the rest of his teammates.
Again, we've said it a couple of times. Herbert's first start of the season. Finds a hole in the offensive line. Gets a couple of yards. However, a penalty on Highland that'll be a holding call.
I mean, this is eerily reminiscent of the Houston Texans with David Carr in their first year, where Carr broke the NFL single-season sack record, and most recently Andrew Luck with the Indianapolis Colts. Good quarterbacks with great fundamentals who are just unable to make any plays because of a complete lack of protection. I mean, I'm not sure how many plays where Caleb Herbert's had a clean pocket and been able to deliver a clean throw. You could count them on one hand. So, I mean, you can knock the kid for making a couple mistakes, but there's no doubt he has been under intense duress throughout this game from the Brophy defense.
Ball spotted at the 9-yard line. A little mix-up there, and Jacob Wood is going to break through. Down at the 40, a nice 31-yard gain by Jacob Wood. We've been waiting for him to break out all night.
Yep, and he finally did it there. The same play where they got big gains the last couple games. Handing it off to him, he's able to cut like he's going outside, break it back up the middle, and use that breakaway speed. Jacob Wood, a big pickup there for the Hawks.
Jacob Wood, like Connor Cullimore, one of 6 kids. This is Jacob's 3rd year on varsity. He's been playing tight end and linebacker. That was his sophomore year, and the running back position was added his junior and senior year. Wood actually competed at the BYU Invitational Football Camp this last summer and was actually named the most valuable running back at the camp. So lots of praise there from a big-name school, BYU. As that one's completed over the middle, looked like the tight end Riley Bond.
Yeah, BYU, of course, where Caleb Herbert's uncle, Ty Detmer, broke national records back in 1990 and captured the Heisman Trophy with the Cougars.
Going back to that last play, a nice job by Riley Bond.
Yeah, his name has not been said enough tonight. He is a big-time player. When he gets the ball in his hands, he is tough to bring down.
That's Wood again through the middle. Looks like it's good enough for a Hawks first down. And it is 1st and 10.
Yeah, so every time they're getting the ball to Jacob Wood tonight, seems he's able to pick up a first down.
Looks like there's a man down for the Hawks. That's Connor Ward.
Yeah, Connor Ward and that offensive line have had a ton of pressure on them throughout this game. It has been an uphill battle, certainly. And this Highland team already without some linemen due to injuries, as Trey Davis on crutches, he's out for this game. Highland cannot afford to lose much more depth on their offensive line.
Well, Connor Ward still being attended to out there near midfield on that Hawks logo.
And thank goodness the young man's getting up and walking off the field under somewhat of his own power with some assistance.
Big ovation here from the Hawks fans, especially from the student section. Students are glad to see that their player, and quite frankly for some of them maybe even one of their good friends, is all right walking off the field.
And I would watch out for the Highland receivers. They don't get the ball often. Elliott Moe, Tanner Lunt, and Tyrus Bryant, but those guys are all immensely talented players, and you get them in space with the ball in their hands, they're going to be tough to take down.
Caleb Herbert just past midfield at the Brophy 49-yard line, looking to make a difference here as whistles come in and flags are flying. It's a delay of game on the offense, moving Highland back 5 yards.
As Tyrus Bryant checks in, replacing Connor Cullimore on the field. If they can give Caleb Herbert a clean pocket and he can deliver a solid throw, Highland can make a play.
Herbert now a 1st and 15. Herbert looking left in trouble, rolling left now. Going deep, he's got Huffman. Complete down the sideline and out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Correction, that was number 3, Ty Bryant, with a nice play, going up to get the ball and scampers for another 10, 15 yards. And finally, it seems like the Hawks are in the red zone.
Yeah, Herbert able to get outside the pocket, deliver a strike. He was able to sit, scan the field, saw he had an open receiver down the field, and Dayton Huffman, jumps up. I was right the first time. Ty Bryant leapt up, made that catch. Tremendous play from the wide receiver. Now look for Connor Cullimore to punch this thing in here.
Looks like it's Jacob Wood on the field at the moment for the Hawks.
A lot of confusion in that Highland huddle right there. Going to need a timeout, talk things over. These red zone possessions are crucial, especially in the fourth quarter.
Just 8 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The score, Highland 7, Brophy 6. If you're Coach Farrell, what are you running up here, Alex?
Well, the easy play here, and the play I would imagine they'll do, is try and get the ball into the hands of Connor Cullimore, though he does not appear to be on the field. That's Jacob Wood. Appears to be lining up to the right, or behind, Caleb Herbert. I would imagine the ball's going to be in the hands of Jacob Wood here. And nothing like putting the ball in the hands of your seniors in the red zone.
Herbert in shotgun formation as he has been all night. The fake to Bryant. They'll give it to Wood, who breaks through for a Hawks touchdown.
There is a penalty marker.
Again, penalty marker on the field.
This one appears to be coming back.
That it does.
And it's going to be...
It'll be a hold. Looks like they're calling a hold on the offense.
So ball now at the 20-yard line.
So no touchdown there. The score remains 7-6. They give to Wood, and he's tackled in the backfield, maybe at the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, that was Connor Cullimore there.
Yeah, and on 2nd and goal from the 21-yard line. Not a whole lot of plays in the playbook for a situation like this. At this point, you just got to get a little bit upfield here. Maybe try to run the ball or get a short pass, pick up some of those yards, set up a more manageable 3rd down.
Herbert, 2 receivers to his right and 2 to his left. Pressured. Pump fakes. Rolling back to his left. Herbert evading the pressure. And he's going to step out of bounds at the 20. A big hit in the backfield by one of the Highland offensive linemen. And it looks like they're going to call I'm going to throw a flag. Much to the dismay of the Hawks.
Yeah, you could say a less than enthusiastic reaction to that fumble or that penalty call from the referees. The ball is now spotted at the 42-yard line. Second down and goal. At this point, you can pretty much call anything. There's no play in the playbook when you're 42 yards away from your intended target. But the clock doesn't continue to run as we're just under 8 minutes left in this ball game.
Some confusion on the field now. And Highland's going to call a timeout now. At this time, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors. A Legacy Funeral Home, thank you to one of our platinum sponsors, Todd Allen and Legacy Funeral Home, for their support. Legacy Funeral Home is there for you at your time of need. To Allen Family Medicine, thank you to one of our platinum sponsors, Greg Allen and Allen Family Medicine, for their support when it comes to your family's health. Allen Family Medicine is there for you. Allen Family Medicine. Thank you to Davis Orthodontics, Nathan Davis and Davis Orthodontics, for their support. They are celebrating 15 years of business with the smile you were meant to have. We'd also like to thank UCI Realty for all of your real estate needs. Think of Alicia Holman and UCI Realty. They will help you make a touchdown when buying or selling your home. As we are ready to start playing again here, a fumbled snap. Herbert has to jump back on it. This is starting to become a big mess. Third down now in what seems like an eternity. To be quite honest with you, I don't even know how many yards they have to go, Alex. I don't see a marker.
Yeah, it appears they have about 51 yards to the goal line. So I would imagine at this point it's going to be a throw to the end zone for the Hawks.
I'm going to give it to Cullimore.
Or a run up the middle. That also works. Pushing the pile. Oh.
Oh, on third down there, not much you can do when you're 51 yards out on third and goal.
Well, and the problem is when you start at the 10, they were well within Austin McNamara's range for a field goal. And now, I'm not even sure if Sebastian Janikowski would hit a field goal from where they're lined up.
Let's see what they do on fourth and goal.
For reference, it would be about a 56-yard field goal attempt. And instead, they will punt.
Yeah. Don't see that very often, punting on fourth and goal. McNamara out onto the field. Going to have to be a nice punt here. He's punting from his own 47-yard line. And it goes out of bounds at about the 11 or 12-yard line of Brophy. Not a bad punt.
Well, and the biggest key for a punter to put a team inside its own 20-yard line and make it worth it to not kick the ball out of the end zone. A great precision punt from McNamara. May not have been inside the 10, but sets up the Broncos deep in their own territory.
Just 5:44 remaining in this game. Hawks 7, Broncos 6. Hawks looking to become 4-0 on the season. The new regime, head coach Brock Farrell. It'll be an enormous win for this team to pull one off against Brophy. That went over the middle by Gonzalez, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he tries to go back to Arthur again, his favorite target so far. That brings up a big 2nd down. Yeah, the cowbell in this crowd really, really into this game. A big, big drive for the Highland defense.
2nd and 10 from the 14-yard line. A man in motion for Brophy. Gonzalez, time in the pocket, finds Velez, who's taken down at the 20-yard line. A gain of 6 yards. 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Tate Stevens, part of that group, coming in, taking down Velez. Brings up a big 3rd down.
Connor Cullimore, Jacob Wood, and Tate Stevens, the gang tackle on that play. A big chance here for Highland to get a stop. 4:52 remaining in the ball game. And Brophy is going to call a timeout now. Another big thank you to a couple of our sponsors. Desert Family Medicine. Thank you, Chris Allen and Desert Family Medicine, for your support, taking care of your family's healthcare needs. Thank you to one of our platinum sponsors, People's Mortgage, for their support. When you need a mortgage or have questions about lending, call Jay Ray at People's Mortgage. They can help you find the answers you need. People's Mortgage. Also, some other big thank yous to One Call Contractors, Acacia Endodontics, Academy Mortgage, Amanda Dana, Arizona Water Extractor, Beehive, Bennett and Porter Insurance Services, among many, many others. 3rd and 4 now. Gonzalez and the Brophy offense looking to punch something through for a 1st down to keep this drive going with just under 5 minutes remaining. Gonzalez looking down the middle of the field, almost intercepted, and it is intercepted. Looks like Jacob Wood made the play. A great job by the linebacker to get in there and pick the ball off right over the middle. Couldn't have done it more cleanly than that.
Yeah, and if you're not getting the ball in offense, make your name known on the defensive side. Jacob Wood jumped up, tall frame, able to tip that ball, and then he leapt up, made a great interception, turning the ball over, and with just over 4.5 minutes left in this game, the Hawks, if they can run the clock out, can earn their 4th win of the year.
Imagine if you're Brock Farrell, you're looking to at least get a field goal on this drive the way the game has gone, excuse me. The give to Wood, he breaks through. At the 20, he is finally taken down.
Yeah, and he earned that carry there. After the interception, they give him the ball, and he busts off a 1st down run.
Seems like Jacob Wood is just the thing that this Highland offense needed. Hadn't been using him much in the 1st half, kind of plugging him in late 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter, and throughout this 4th quarter. And it seems like Wood has really been able to make a couple of...
It almost reminds me of Christian McCaffrey back at Stanford, just a guy who may not touch the ball every play, but when he does, he makes plays.
The give again to Wood. Gets to the outside and down at the 10-yard line. The fake to Cullimore. They go outside to Wood. First down for Highland once again. So now the offense getting moving.
Yeah, but I'd imagine Caleb Herbert could be on the move here, a quarterback run on this play. Might be the way to go. The defense looking for running backs.
Herbert, play action. Looking to the back of the end zone, incomplete. Herbert rushed there. A late flag now.
Yeah, it looked like might be an illegal man downfield here as Herbert tried to throw that ball away on what looked like maybe a run play, and so this could be an illegal receiver downfield. And it is.
You know what impresses me about Caleb Herbert on that play is no matter how bad he was getting pressured, when he let go of that ball, it was a perfect spiral to the back of the end zone. That technique, that pedigree that he's got, really impressive.
Kid's got a terrific spiral, but I tell you what, if I'm a fan of Highland, I hear some out here in the crowd, I do not want the ball being thrown right now. The ball has not been consistently completed. They've been able to run the ball efficiently and effectively.
The ball to the outside. Cullimore towards the end zone. Touchdown. This one will count. No flags on the play. And finally, the Hawks into the end zone.
And finally, we get to say it. A touchdown for Connor Cullimore. The young man able to weave his way through the defense. A lot of options on that play. Herbert got absolutely lit up as he handed that ball off. But Connor Cullimore follows his blocks. And this game appears to be out of reach pending an extra point.
Austin McNamara on to make it an 8-point game. McNamara the kick up and good. 14-6 with 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining. Brophy has their backs to the wall, trailing now by 8 points. Like you said, Alex, a great job there by Cullimore to follow his blocks, one of which Ty Bryant on the outside made a nice play.
Yeah, they tried that. They brought the receiver across on the motion to fake the handoff. Ty Bryant, he gets out in front of the lead blocker. Herbert hands it off. He gets plastered by a defensive lineman. And Cullimore able to just work his way out of the backfield, cut upfield, and just slip inside the pylon ahead of the Brophy defense. A big play for Connor Cullimore and a big play for the Highland Hawks.
High fives down there on the Highland sideline as they are looking over that drive. McNamara back out to boot the ball away.
As the students rock these bleachers, this crowd really, really hyped up for the possibility of a 4-0 start.
The I Believe chant is started here at the Nest, where the students are making it happen. This one is going to be returned by McNamara. Or excuse me, the kick by McNamara will be returned. The returner is stopped at about the 19-yard line. They'll mark the ball at the 20. So for McNamara, basically a touchback. Nice job by the special teams unit to make a play on the returner.
A rare returnable kickoff from McNamara. Yeah, and now it's up on this defense. Connor Cullimore going to be back on the field here, playing his far more important position for the Hawks as a DB here. As Brophy down by 8, going to be looking to throw the ball down the field with just under 3.5 left.
Cullimore setting up as a safety. Gonzalez got to get something going for the Broncos. He's got time in the pocket. Goes to the sideline. Incomplete, almost intercepted. Cade Kamak on the play. Nice job of getting his hands in there to knock the ball away.
Yeah, the young strong safety, another guy part of this extremely talented junior class for the Highland Hawks, coming up with a big play there in the secondary. 3:19 to go here as we are at 2nd down and 10 from the Brophy 20-yard line. Brophy 1 timeout remaining.
Gonzalez, 2 receivers to each side. Under pressure, rolling left. Got to make room for himself to run, and he's taken out at the line of scrimmage. Nicely done there by the Hawks defensive line to get a stop on 2nd down. Tate Stevens, a nice tackle.
Can't say enough about Tate Stevens. Every single time there's a big defensive play to make, Tate Stevens there to make it.
Three minutes and 11 seconds left in the ball game. It is also a 3rd and 11. Brophy looking to get the ball into the end zone with a 2-point conversion to tie this game up, possibly send it to overtime. Stoppage of play here as Brophy will take their final timeout of the half.
Yeah, questionable call there for Brophy to use its final timeout. Just over 3 minutes left in this ball game. You really want to have timeouts, especially if you're coming back down the field on a final possession, down by 8 points. They'll have to really utilize the sidelines and first downs to keep that clock stopped while they reset the offense. Maybe. Yeah.
And 14-6, 3rd down and 11 for the Broncos. Possibly the biggest 3rd down of the game for Highland. Gonzalez under pressure. Rolling to his left, he's got time to get out of the pocket. Stretches the ball across. Did he get the first down?
This looks like it'll come down to a measurement here. Nice play by Noah Gonzalez to avoid what looked like coming a big hit from the secondary. Able to leap forward, and that'll be enough for a Brophy first down with just over 3 minutes left in this contest.
First and 10 for the Broncos. From the 30-yard line. Gonzalez play action, looking over the middle, incomplete. That was a dangerous pass there. And with that ball being tipped up into the air by number 20, John Waters, that ball could have easily fallen into the hands of a Hawks defender.
Yeah, trying to get the ball to the speedy Waters, and he got absolutely tattooed by Tate Stevens, the middle linebacker, laying the wood out there. Brings up 2nd down.
Second and 10. That ball is complete. Again to Waters. Jalen Johnson in on the tackle for Highland. 2:27 remaining, 14-6 in favor of the Hawks. Another 3rd down, 3rd and 3. Brophy. Gonzalez in the pocket's got to make room for himself. Being chased down. That ball almost picked off. Did he come up with it? Incomplete. That ball tipped into the air into the secondary. Donovan Arthur tried to make a play on it, unable to do so. 4th and 3. So, Alex, 4th and 3, big drive here. 1:59 remaining. No brainer to keep the offense out there.
I mean, this is really now or never, especially with the way this and with the lack of timeouts for the Broncos. You have to go for this 4th and 3, down by 8 points. You have to get a touchdown on this drive, and you have to capitalize with a 2-point conversion just to have a chance to send this game into overtime. This could be the final play for the Brophy Broncos.
Again, 1:59 remaining, a big 4th down here. 4th and 3. Gonzalez looking to pass. Complete over the middle of the Waters for the first down. Waters taken down at the 50-yard line. Brophy just seems to keep pounding away. 3rd and 4th down, late down situations.
They're like a cockroach. Just when you think you've killed them, they're able to
Just keep coming back.
worm their way out and stay alive. So 50 yards between Brophy and the possibility of a tie game. We'll see what Noah Gonzalez has in store here.
1:35 remaining. Gonzalez in the pocket, looking down the sideline. Intercepted by the Hawks. That's Dayton Huffman, another big play on defense.
This Highland secondary and whole Highland defense deserve the utmost praise. An absolutely dominant performance tonight, forcing turnover after turnover. They are the reason the Hawks are going to walk out of here tonight with their 4th win of the season.
A correction, that was Jacob Wood. So correction, Jacob Wood on the interception to seal the game for the Hawks. Looks like they're going to line up in victory formation. Caleb Herbert under center. Will take a knee. They fumble the ball.
Yeah, there appeared to be some sort of a break in that snap. Highland comes up with a loose ball. Pretty much the last thing you want to see when you're trying to kneel the ball down and get out of here is a fumble. Nice job by the offense to recover it.
One minute remaining in this ball game as the Hawks are lined up in victory formation. The Hawks will move to 4-0 under Brock Farrell. Brophy saying they have the ball again. This game might not be over. We're waiting for a call on the field. It's going to stay with Highland.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on down there with the snaps, but
somebody up front doesn't seem to be doing their job. Maybe that's not the case.
I would suggest here a shotgun kneel down, perhaps.
Possibly.
And that looks like what they're going to do.
An odd formation. The makeshift victory formation. And that'll do it. The Highland Hawks under Brock Farrell are 4-0. They've defeated Corona del Sol. They've defeated Skyline. They've defeated Cesar Chavez. And now in week 4, they have defeated a coveted Brophy College prep program. An unbelievable win, 14-6, the final.
Yeah, you can't say enough about the defense tonight, especially the interior. Set it all night, did an unbelievable job of keeping the runs up the middle to a minimal or loss. Can't say enough about those big boys up front. Dallin Clement, Trejo, and Evans. Outstanding work by the defensive line as a whole. A tremendous unit. Tremendous play by the secondary. Also interceptions by Jalen Johnson. Jacob Wood made a couple incredible plays down the stretch. Hats off to Highland and their defense. The offense, still some questions to be answered clearly. Caleb Herbert's first start. Can't ask for a ton, but then again, when the guy has essentially 2 seconds to make a decision every single time he drops back, going to be very difficult to put together a productive game. but still a great job resilience and pocket presence from Herbert throughout. Never lost his composure.
Definitely one of the bigger issues in the game for Highland. The offensive line, something Coach Farrell is going to want to take a look at in practice. As you said, able to pull off a good win in his first start is Caleb Herbert. Nicely done. If you're Brock Farrell, you can't be happier moving to 4-0.
No, and 4-0 is nothing to scoff at. It's a tremendous start to the season. But at the same time, you can't have so many penalties. You can't start out with a 1st and goal from the 10 and end up with a 4th and goal from the 37-yard line and have to punt it away on 4th and goal. That may be the first time I have ever seen that in 22 years of watching football.
Highland next week will move to play Westview. They will come to Gilbert.
Homecoming.
It's a big game, especially for these kids here at Highland. The homecoming game in high school, always a big deal. Obviously the dance. As the Hawks and the Broncos shake hands.
I remember when I was young.
Take a look at this happy Highland fan base. Student section down on the field now to celebrate with their team after the game.
Yeah, and what a way for this Highland football program to get started this season. 4 consecutive wins. Brock Farrell opening up his tenure, continuing to win, find ways to win in the face of resilience. Last week, a 2-point victory. This week, just an 8-point victory. His team's finding ways to win. Obviously, some senior leadership key there. Jalen Johnson, Tate Stevens, and Jacob Wood on defense. Those guys provided the spark they needed to keep a talented Brophy offense to just 6 points. And now the students take to the field and congratulate their victorious teammates, classmates.
We're going to head to break for a quick moment. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes as the Hawks are victorious by the score of 14-6. We'll have Amanda Foster in just a couple of minutes. We'll be right back. Back now in Gilbert, as this game has gone final. The final score, the hometown Highland Hawks 14 and the visiting Brophy College Prep Broncos 6. We thought we were going to have an on-field interview, but as you see downstairs, kind of hard to get to. Head coach Brock Farrell. For those of you watching tonight, we'd like to thank you for your time and your support of the Highland football program. And for my partner Alex Didion, I'm Jordan Lank. We'll see you next time. The Hawks move to 4-0, and they're soaring high in the sky.